At this time, we are going to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge.
It's in the cafeteria, I'll bet you.
From last week.
It's in the cafeteria, Dr. Whitman. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for your patience. I guess we could sit.
It won't take long. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have any additions to or deletions from the board agenda?
Not at this time.
Okay, we will get started with our monthly spotlights. This will be Student of the Month recognition, and we are going to start with the Dowagiac Middle School.
I'm going to call up our Student of the Month, Emily. Come on up here with me. We're going to put you on the spot. Good evening. My name is Dr. Whiteman. I'm the principal here at Dowagiac Middle School, and I have the pleasure of introducing our first person here, young lady here, for our Student of the Month award for the month of February. And each student here in the building who are going to receive this award have a certificate that was given to them, and it states here, Dowagiac Union Schools, the student name, Student of the Month. And it says here, the school board, administration, and staff appreciate your academic performance and mentoring of fellow students. And it's signed by each building principal, as well as our superintendent, Superintendent Juan. Also, in addition to that, each students are going to receive a t-shirt that has a Student of the Month logo on it, as well as their last name on the back, as a token of their work that they've done over the course of this year thus far. So, as I had stated, we have Emily here, Emily Jenkins. She is a 7th grade student here at Dowagiac Middle School and is the daughter of Billy Joe Hammond and Cole Lee Jenkins. She has an older brother named Lucas Hammond and 2 younger brothers named Malachi and Joseph Vosbaugh. Vosburg, right? Vosburg, sorry, I got that wrong. Thank you, Emily. She also has 2 pet dogs named Nevea and Rocky, who are both pit bulls, and she likes to play with them after school when she gets home. Emily says what she likes most about Dowagiac Middle School are her teachers. She says that they actually teach us what we need to know each day, and we learn each day because of it. She also says all the teachers are very nice. Emily's favorite teacher is Mrs. Mars. She says she is super nice and makes class interesting and fun every day. Emily was nominated by Mrs. Greer, who teaches our 7th and 8th grade STEM classes, and Mrs. Greer had this to say about her nominee. I chose Emily for Student of the Month because she is doing an amazing job in math. She is a super sweet young lady that is always helpful, respectful, shows ownership, and is safe and empathetic. All of the qualities of our DMS heroes. The main reason I chose her, though, is because math does not come easy to Emily, but she doesn't let that stop her from working hard, and it is not letting her give up in class as well as a strength of hers. She asks questions and puts forth great effort in class every day as well. I'm very proud of her perseverance and improved performance in class. I know she will always be able to use these skills to make her success at whatever she chooses to do in the future. Now, Emily says she enjoys reading and drawing in her spare time, some things that I really enjoy doing too. Her favorite books are the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling, and she's read them all 3 times. Pretty impressive. Her favorite subjects to illustrate are landscapes, flowers, as well as people. Other mediums she loves to use to create her artwork include colored pencils, graphite, pastels, and acrylic paint. Emily also says she likes to spend some time studying once in a while for her classes too. When asked if she had any advice to give other students interested in wanting to become a Chieftain Student of the Month, Emily had this to say. I would tell them to try to work hard in their classes and be kind to others. That's what I do, which helped me raise all my grades. Also, it's good to be kind to others because they will be kind to you in return. So on behalf of the staff and students at Dowagiac Middle School, we would like to congratulate Emily for being selected as our February 2022 Student of the Month. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Emily. Next, we have Sister Lakes.
Good evening. My name is Alicia Stout, and I am the interim principal at Sister Lakes. And I have the pleasure of introducing to you Hayden Northrup. Hayden is a kindergartner in Mrs. Andrade's class, and she is the daughter of Megan White and Cole Northrup. She is lucky enough to live with her grandparents, Keith and Lori White, and she is 6 years old. When Hayden is not at school, she likes to play with her cat and go camping and ride her bike. She also enjoys dancing at Miss Michelle's School of Dance and playing soccer. I'm going to let Mrs. Andrade tell you a little bit more about Hayden in the classroom.
I nominated Hayden because she is very independent and likes to help all her friends. Hayden is very kind and respectful. She doesn't wait for me to say, go ahead and do that. She knows what to do. She respects all her adults around her, friends around her, and academically, Hayden is a very hard worker. Her favorite subject is math, and we've been counting in both languages, so she can count over 100 in both languages, both in Spanish and in English. And that's Hayden, and she does love to read. We've been reading a lot. That's it. Let's go this way.
All right, congratulations, Hayden, Sister Lakes' Student of the Month.
Congratulations, Hayden. Next, we have the Union High School.
So I'm Brian Sperling. I'm here to present Emerson Kruger. So Mrs. Hackett's going to get more into detail. I will say she's a freshman, but I feel like I've known her longer because when we were on shutdown and doing virtual lessons, I got to pretty much nightly watch Emerson and Andy Kruger teach my kids. My kids love cooking shows, so we used to watch Mr. Kruger nightly. So thank you for teaching my kids and I how to find wild leeks. I appreciate that. And with that, I'll give it to Mrs. Hackett.
Sorry. Good evening. I am honored to be here to tell you a little bit more about Emerson tonight. First of all, her geometry teacher, Mr. Hackett, whom I also happen to know pretty well, nominated her as well, and we had not previously talked about that, so I think it's kind of a test to what an amazing student Emerson is, that two of her teachers nominated her at the same time to be our Student of the Month. Emerson is quiet and caring. She is a wonderful student in the classroom. One of the things we notice about her is that she always asks thoughtful questions, and so we can tell by the way she does question that she is thinking about her learning and making sure that she truly is developing the understanding in her courses. She shared with me that she really enjoys her art class and that she would consider doing a career in the arts later on in life. She is the daughter of Andy and Jackie Kruger and has a sister, Kai, who is a student here at Dowagiac Middle School. She enjoys shopping and spending time with her friends, and something I actually find really interesting about Emerson and her family is they like to spend a lot of time driving to Pentwater, Michigan, where they have a family business and spend time with family there, and it's a beautiful area. So Emerson and I share that love of the area. So we're very proud of Emerson. She's an extremely hardworking student. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Emerson. Next up is Justice Gage.
I have you right there.
Good evening, Brian Henry, Principal of Justice Gage Elementary, and I'm here to introduce Nevaeh Damath, kindergarten student at Justice Gage Elementary and Mrs. Roach's class, and she is here with her brother Tyler, who's a first grader at Justice Gage also, Dad Tyler and Grandma Angie up front, and Mom is unable to attend tonight, Kara. So we have Mrs. Roach here to talk about all the wonderful things of Nevaeh.
That's okay.
I picked Nevaeh as my student of the month because she is a great example of a justice gauge hero. She is always respectful to her teacher and her friends. She always knows the answers to many of the questions we are working on, but she never blurts out. She just raises her hand and waits to share what she knows. She's kind to everyone in the class and is always willing to help me or her friends. She's a great role model for working hard and staying on task to do her best in and out of our classroom. I'm excited to see what the future holds for this amazing, almost 6 next week, year-old if she continues to be such a bright and shining example of what a Justice Gauge hero is. Congratulations, Nevaeh.
Hold on a second. A couple other things I would like to add about her academic scores. So Nevaeh has shown great growth with her NWA scores, and that's a test that we do 3 times a year for all grade levels at Justice Gauge. So for math, she started off the year in the 36th percentile, and then her winter score, she jumped all the way up to the 74th percentile, which is amazing. And then for reading, she started at the 15th percentile, and she jumped all the way up to the 62nd percentile. So she keeps working hard and studying, and she will become a doctor, which she wants to be when she grows up. So congratulations, Nevaeh.
Congratulations, Nevaeh. Next, we have Patrick Hamilton.
Good evening. My name is Mrs. Conlon. I'm the principal at Patrick Hamilton, and I have the pleasure of introducing Violet Dome as our kindergarten student of the month. She is the daughter of Aaron and Matthew Dome. She has a younger brother named Landon in 1st grade, and Mrs. Brinker here is going to tell us a little bit about why she chose Violet as her student of the month.
I have my prepared speech so I don't mess anything up. She is a true chieftain hero. She is always helpful. She does what is asked of her and helps her classmates and the staff whenever she is needed. She earns respect by being helpful, nice, and friendly to others. I don't think I have ever heard her say a bad word about anybody, ever. She's very responsible. She is always smiling. She always picks up after herself, and she always tries her best. She's usually the first one to complete her work or close to the first one to complete her classroom assignments. She is orderly and safe in that she follows all the school rules and expectations, and she can always be counted on to model true hero behaviors. She's told me that in school she likes doing the work because it makes her smarter. She really likes math, but she told Mrs. Conlon she really likes reading, but she's really good in both. At home, she likes to draw, and she is also involved in gymnastics and dance and soccer, which hasn't started yet. But she is going to be a great leader in the future.
A couple more things about Violet. She told me that she likes books because she likes the pictures and it makes her smarter. When she grows up, she wants to be a police officer because they help people, which I could see, Violet, you were very helpful. She likes to play Hot Wheels and Barbies with Landon. And she loves to dance and wants to sign up for soccer. Very consistent, Violet. Congratulations. You ready? All right, we're going to walk out.
Congratulations, Violet. And next up, we have Kinchelo.
Good evening. My name is Ryan Zelo. I am the principal at Kinchelo Elementary, and I have the honor and privilege to introduce you to Mila Veloz. She is here with her family, and her brother is also a Kinchelo student, third grader Mario here. And I'm going to let Miss Litton tell you all the wonderful things about Mila.
So I am honored to have Mila in my class. She has such a kind heart and is just always willing to help others any chance she can. She often will step up and help other students in the classroom without having to be asked. Anytime I ask her to do something or run an errand in the school, she says, "Yes, Mrs. Letton," and off she goes. So I know that I can count on Mila to do anything that we need in the classroom. She is also a very great student. She always takes her time on her classwork to make sure it is neat and correct. She always strives to learn more and to do better in all of her subjects. Mila is the daughter of Maria and Mario Veloz. She also has her brother Mario, who's in third grade as well. She has a Labradoodle named Timon. So Mila's favorite subject is reading. She says that when she grows up, she either wants to be a teacher or a lunch helper, because teachers are her favorite and the lunch helpers help her and everyone else. I have no doubt that Mila will continue to be kind and caring towards others no matter what. I am honored to have her in my class this year.
Congratulations, Mila. We are going to continue with the rest of the agenda, and we will take pictures at the end. Do we have any correspondence?
No correspondence.
No hearing of citizens? We will go into informational items with Stacy.
It is recommended that we pay the bills as follows. General fund, $730,059.50. Food service, $156,017.60. Capital projects, $36.51. And activity, $6,177.78.
Thank you, Stacy. Next, we will have an athletic update with Mr. Nate.
Well, good evening. We just finished up our winter sports seasons for Dowagiac schools. One of the things during the winter sports season, we had an outstanding winter sports season. For those that followed, some of you may have heard my speech last week. I apologize. I'm going to highlight some key points from that again. One of the things I wanted to talk about as we go through what we accomplished is challenge the narrative and change the narrative. That's one of our goals this spring I spoke with our coaches about. We do a lot of good things here at Dowagiac. Athletically, we are successful. Other schools, as I've talked to, because I'm kind of a liaison throughout the region through other school districts on certain aspects, they'd give anything to replace the successes that we have. One of those fields is athletics. We had 4 varsity sports teams this past winter. We have girls basketball, boys basketball, wrestling, and cheer. With that, our boys wrestling team just won its 5th consecutive district title. We won the first round of the regional, made it to the final 16 in the state. That is the 2nd longest run in school history of 5 consecutive districts. We're almost at a point where we take that for granted. Don't take success for granted. It's one of those, there's a lot of schools that would give anything to have that. Now we win a district sometimes, and it's like, I had to pick Coach Moran up. We didn't wrestle as well. You'd hope, like, man, we just won a district. Enjoy the moment. Boys basketball finished with a winning record overall, finished 2nd in the division. We missed division championship by 1 game. We had one of the leading scorers in the area, Henry Weller, who averaged 21 points a game. And girls basketball just won our first district since 2008. Absolutely. Had the most wins we've had since 2008. And if anybody would have saw the transition that they made and what Coach Turner did and how they bought into his belief and his system this year, it's unbelievable. One of the things they say is you judge a program by the 3rd year of a coach. And this was Coach Turner's 3rd year, and if you saw marked improvement throughout it. So that is Dowagiac grad doing great things for Dowagiac. And obviously, we've talked about this as one probably got the most pub of all, besides girls basketball last month, I should say, is competitive cheer. Our cheer team, in only a 6th season as a varsity sport, won 4 invitationals this year, broke school record 3 separate times, finished highest we've ever finished in the Wolverine Conference, had our highest placing in the MHSA districts we've ever had. They were academic all-state. They had the 5th highest GPA as a team in Division III in the state. And Coach Nichols was also the Wolverine Conference Competitive Cheer Coach of the Year, and also got the Competitive Cheer Coaches Association District Coach of the Year. So we have good things happening here. Individually, we had 7 regional qualifiers for wrestling. We had 2 regional champions in powerlifting, in Sierra Carpenter and Olivia Stanger. And state qualifiers, we had Jordan Simpson for wrestling. He finished 4th in the state. He was all-state. It's his 3rd straight time being a state placer. He's had 153 career wins, which ranks in the top 5 in school history. He's going to continue his wrestling career at SMC. He was a 4-time conference champ, 3-time district champ, and like I previously said, he was a 3-time state placer. We had Ansley Saylor, who was a regional runner-up in powerlifting as a sophomore, finished 7th in the state, earning all-state. Olivia Stanger was a regional champion in powerlifting, as well as a member of first team all-conference of the cheer team academic, and she was individually academic all-state, finished 6th in the state in powerlifting, earning all-state accolades. And Sierra Carpenter was a regional champion in powerlifting and finished state runner-up for the 2nd consecutive year. So we do great things. Our athletes and our coaches do great things. And sometimes we, and myself included, we take it for granted. Don't take what our athletes and what our coaches do. They're committed to our community. They're committed to represent us the right way. And we're proud to have them as chieftains. So I am extremely proud of our winter athletics season. I'll be happy to answer any questions you guys have regarding it. Moving forward, to tie up a few loose ends. The last time I was here, we were in the process of changing conferences. That has officially happened. There were some concerns about some sports and legit questions, and I can answer those for you. One was girls golf. We have formed a conglomerate with the schools in the SAC and the schools that used to be in the Kalamazoo Valley. We will have a full 9-team golf league, as we had talked about and discussed. That is happening. We have also formed a conglomerate with the SAC for boys and girls tennis and competitive cheer. So areas that there were concerns, we have full schedules, and we will have full schedules and league opportunities to do so. And we're middle school-wise was another concern. The Lakeland Conference, which will be our new conference, has formed a partnership with the SAC for middle school sports and boys and girls basketball, volleyball. Southwest Michigan as a whole has a group scheduling for middle school football, which we'll be involved with. And so some of the scheduling concerns we have addressed, and we're looking to move forward with that. So any questions from our board, I'm more than happy to answer. If not, we look forward to the upcoming spring season. I've challenged our coaches, because one of the things we've had all year was success, not just in the winter, but our soccer team in the fall was 15-4-1. Girls volleyball was 25-14. Girls golf was 8-1 in divisional play in the Wolverine Conference, finished 2nd. I'm drawing a blank on the last one, but we have a good things going here. It's time to start celebrating and recognize the successes that we have and what our athletes do. It's easy to sometimes to think of some of the things we don't excel at or we could have done better, but focus on what we do well and what our athletes are doing right and on the floor and off the floor. So that is my winter sports report. So if you guys have any questions, I'll be here. If not, thank you and go Chieftains.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nate. Next up, Superintendent Report, Mr. Wan.
Yes, a lot of positive things happening in the district. Congratulations to our high school band for their Division I superior rating at the Michigan State Band and Orchestra Association Festival on March 10th. If you're not familiar with this process, they have a performance where they prepare for, then there's also a sight reading, and there's a training and assessment section. So it's a good portion of a day, and it's quite an accomplishment, and congratulations to them. Our high school robotics team, if you haven't seen a robotics competition, I encourage you to check one out. It's not BattleBots, all right? So, however, it is, if you play it right. The competitions are structured in individual teams, but they also participate in a collaborative event. What I found really interesting and most proud of our students is this was our first competition. It was at St. Joseph High School, and it was on the 11th of March. It's a 2-day event, and when our students arrived, the robot had to be able to pick up a ball off the ground and then shoot it into either a low or a high scoring area. But then later on, it was supposed to actually do a climbing activity. Unfortunately, we had some programming issues as to how it was described to me, and we weren't able to do the climbing portion, and there was some struggle going on. But while I was there and I was in the pit, I was incredibly impressed with how the students, they didn't see those first competitions where they weren't successful score-wise as failures. They saw them as learning opportunities, and they got together as a group, and they were solving problems and working together and bouncing ideas back and forth and making adjustments, and they worked and worked and worked right up until the next competition. And that's what it's about. It's about learning how to overcome, and I've used the phrase having grit. Well, that group of kids and their coaches had grit that day, and they were working hard both days. I'm very proud of them for their success and what they felt they achieved. Now, on April 1st, they'll be, I believe it's at Battle Creek Lakeview High School for their next competition. So if you want to see some interesting, really exciting stuff, check out a robotics competition. As a part of their support of Women's History Month, Honors Credit Union also recognized 3 of our staff, Mrs. Hackett, Mrs. Stanger, and Mrs. Stout, 2 of them who are here tonight. They were selected for their contribution to the community through their efforts in and outside of the classroom. All 3 were presented with awards in a surprising fashion. All 3 were very humbled and yet well-deserved on their part, so congratulations to those ladies. Saturday, Diana, my wife, and I had date night, and we had the pleasure of attending the musical. So we had another successful musical performance this weekend on Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday, and it was the musical Ranking, which discussed the idea of a high school setting where class ranks are affecting relationships and focused on what their futures are about. Well done. I greatly appreciate the hard work of the students and the staff, the tech staff, the PAC staff, so I hope you were able to see it. If not, I encourage you the next time we have a play or a musical to attend. Our kids do a great job, and it's a terrific thing, and I hope you really enjoy it the next time. All right. On March 30th, that's next Wednesday, we have a jobs fair at the high school, and it will be during the day for students, but there's also a community event in the evening. We have 40 representatives from the region coming in to present opportunities to let our kids see different careers that they could pursue, whether it's after high school or after a skilled trades certificate is earned or an associate's degree or a 4-year degree. So I think that's a great opportunity. I appreciate Mr. Williams, who has stepped up to lead this initiative, and all other staff that have been supportive. I'm really looking forward to it. and I hope that the community takes advantage of the evening activity as well. Okay. In collaboration with the city, how many of you are aware that Dowagiac City is trying to develop its own flag? Well, one of the leaders of this process, with the approval of the city council, reached out to me, and I just shared the information with secondary art and social studies teachers, and I can honestly say that I'm very proud to hear and share that our middle school art classes are actually developing their own individual flags to submit. I haven't heard yet from the high school or the social studies classes, but I'm sure it's being discussed. But I think that's another example of how the city and the school district works together in a good partnership. It's been quite interesting as we move from winter into spring. How many of you like the weather today? Show of hands. Yes, didn't we all? It was great. Sorry to say they're calling for possible snow on Friday. But as we start to get back to normal, it's great to see our PTOs, our parent-teacher organizations, working with our staffs so that they can provide opportunities for kids. Had the pleasure to attend a couple PTO meetings in the last month, and also to participate in some of their fun activity nights at Justice Gage, and then last week at Sister Lakes. I can't express how much I appreciate what our PTO parents do with our staffs and supporting of our students, so kudos to PTO and great job with everybody. All right. A unique experience that we have here in working with the Van Buren Cass County, Michigan. It's the SEAL Michigan. It's a dental sealing program. This service is available to all students within the district if the families wish to participate, and it's available K-12. And it's grant funded, work from the state and working with the health department. As of earlier, or the end of last week, the numbers that we've received are only K-8. I'm only reporting on K-8 because the high school is not done, but we had 111 students take advantage of this program, and they received dental assessments, cleanings, and fluoride treatments. Over 70% of the students received at least one preventative sealant, with a total of 491 being applied. I'm not a dentist, so if I say this wrong, please bear with me. But my understanding is that the sealant is a treatment and covering of the back molars to help students and prevent tooth decay. So it's a really positive thing. High school is going on, and hopefully we'll see those numbers grow. And I think, upcoming events, elementary parent-teacher conferences are this week, the 22nd, 23rd. The elementary music programs are this week, Thursday, Pat Ham. Monday, I believe, is Kinchlow, and I'm drawing a blank on Sister Lakes and who else? When Jay's Gate? Tuesday, so that would make Wednesday. Great. Looking forward to those events. High school state testing begins the week after spring break, and oh yes, spring break starts Friday, April 1st. No, that is not a joke. We really do have the first day of April off. We will return to classes on 4/11, and to the board next month, before the regular board meeting, we will be celebrating the class of 2022's top 10. So we will have a dinner. Again, it's very similar to last year, so please keep that on your mind. And one last thing that I'd like to touch base on is connected to our consent agenda, and that is I'd like to express my thanks, and on behalf of the board, our thanks to Deputy Superintendent Dawn Connor, who could not be here tonight. She's not feeling well. Dawn has served this district for 37 years as a teacher, a principal, a curriculum director, and deputy superintendent. She is a chieftain through and through, and going to miss her. But she's not, as she says, she's not retiring from education. She's returning to her true love in the classroom, and when she has that opportunity, she's stepping out of the Michigan education system, but she's going to enter the Indiana instructional system. So I'm going to miss her, but her true love is, and she's excited. It's amazing to see her excitement about going back and working in the classroom with kids. So again, I commend her for her hard work for this district and her love of our students and staff and community. So when you see her, congratulate her and wish her well. And that's, I believe, all I have, Madam President.
Okay, thank you. A lot of good things going on with our kids here, so thank you for the updates. Next, we have on the consent agenda, if I can get a motion.
Yes, I, Carrie Freeman, make the motion to approve items A through E as listed on the consent agenda.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay. And next, we have for new business, approval of the district-wide roofing project. If I can get a motion for that.
I, Terry Roth, make a motion to approve Bayer Roofing and Slate Tile Roofing as the contractors for the roofing project and for the superintendent to finalize the contractual agreement and cost of the project as described in his recommendation.
Support.
Roll call.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
And next, we have an expulsion. I need a motion.
I, Carrie Freeman, make the motion that student H200000888 be expelled for the remainder of the 2021-22 school year with the conditions presented by the superintendent in his recommendation.
Support.
Roll call.
Yes.
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 Just a reminder, if we can get all of the students of the month out in the hall to make sure we get a picture for the paper. And at this time, if we have no further business, make a motion, we adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you. Have a good evening.